Hello, and welcome to Life of a Boss, the podcast, hosted by entrepreneur, public speaker, and mentor, Jason Hardin. This podcast is all about helping audiences create and reach their own definition of success through positive thinking, perseverance, and personal development. Having survived extreme obstacles from an early age, such as cancer, poverty, abuse, family dysfunction, and even homelessness, Jason has learned how to master the art of resilience and defy all odds to become the boss he is today. So, get ready for some serious game and remember to keep an open mind. Now, without further delay, here is your host, Jason Hardin.
All right, welcome back, family. It's great to see all of y'all here. It's great to be here. As always, my name is Jason Hardin, and welcome to another live episode of Life of a Boss, the podcast. And I'm saying live because if you're on Facebook right now, you can catch me live. So for anybody who doesn't follow Life of a Boss, the podcast on Facebook, please follow today, man. Check us out, Life of a Boss, the podcast on Facebook. Follow today for free exclusive access to behind the scenes live footage, live recordings, real-time recordings, real-time information, the stuff you're seeing right now, man. You can only see live on our Facebook page. Anyway, today's a wonderful episode, wonderful week, wonderful few weeks, a lot of learning, a lot of transition, and basically, I wanted to speak on something that's very important to me today, and to be honest, I haven't been fair. Let's just say I haven't been fair to all my listeners, all my viewers, and today I'm really gonna put another layer of myself out there because there's actually been a lesson that I've been omitting for the past few years or whatnot, and It's part of my upbringing. It's part of who I am. It's really part of my success at the different things I do, and I really don't talk about it as much. And that's not the worst part. The worst part is when I don't follow it. When I don't follow it, things get a little off. And I'm gonna tell you what it is right now. Growing up, and some of y'all already know this because, like I said, I put it out there on Facebook. And if you guys follow me on Facebook or any of my social media, you get some more free games. So follow my social media, man. At Hardway Hardin on Facebook, at Hardway Hardin on Instagram, and at Jason Hardway Hardin on TikTok, man. Follow me because I give away so much game in so many different areas, and I never know when it's going to hit me. So I never know when I'll go live. I never know when I'll post something, whether it be a quote, whether it be a video, whether it be a word. I never know, so check it out. Anyway, I posted a few days ago, maybe a week or so ago, and it was what my father used to tell me. Growing up, my dad always said, keep a job and a hustle. Keep a job and a hustle. And I haven't been fair because recently I've been keeping a hustle, but been omitting the job part for the last several years, and that's for a couple reasons, because I totally believe in entrepreneurship. I'm a die-hard entrepreneur. I preach it, I speak it, I walk it, I talk it, I mentor with it. I mean, so many great things have come into my life due to my entrepreneurial spirit, due to my entrepreneurial skills, doing my way to innovate and think out the box and problem solve. So a lot of what I do, a lot of what I've gotten into, a lot of that came from the entrepreneurial side of me. And I guess the better I get at entrepreneurship and the more advanced, the more opportunities I see that way, the less I start caring about a job. The less I want to work, the less I want to be told what to do, and the less employment I look for. And like I said, my dad always said keep a job and a hustle. And to be honest, when I shy, every time, and it's not just this time, but every time I shy away from the job part, my hustle doesn't always sustain itself. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes my hustle hits a brick wall, and I find that troubling. And I know I'm not the only one. So that's why I'm putting this show together, because I think that I might be misleading folks sometimes when I preach on hustle and entrepreneurship and our creative skills so much, and I think I lose some people because that doesn't work for everybody. And to be honest, I'm one of them people that doesn't work for it. Like, every time I try to rely solely on my hustle, solely on my business, solely on my skills, I miss some things. You know what I'm saying? Emergencies will come up. Certain things will happen, and it'll bring me down to ground zero. You know, it'll make me feel like I'm starting from scratch. Like, whole savings will be wiped out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it could be anything. It could be a major move I'm making. It could be moving into an office space. It could be an investment. It could be taking off of brain tumors, you know what I'm saying, and brain surgeries, and being down physically for several weeks. So I think that when I get away from that job part, it leaves me vulnerable, you know. And I also wanted to translate his words of keep a job and a hustle, and that's because I believe that there's a way you can work and still not make it feel like a job. And I think that that's the point I missed, and that's why I kept trying to omit that part, because I couldn't find nothing that I like to do that was considered a job. You know, everything that I love to do for money was like part of my business, part of my hustle, part of my grind, you know? So it made me never want to go look for employment. But then recently, for all those who are watching and kind of keep up, I took a job as a private chef. And what's funny is that, for those that don't know, I cook very well. I totally bombed out on that Soul Food Showdown. So, Tayante, I'm coming back for that title. Isham, I'm coming back for that title, man. I don't know how I lost, but I know how I lost. But like I said, you know, I'm a beast in the kitchen, and a lot of people used to tell me, "Hey, man, you should get a job as a chef. Get a job as a chef." And I'm like, man, no, that ain't something I do for work. As soon as I do it for work, it's not gonna be fun anymore. So I always kind of shun that idea of working professionally as a chef. But recently, you know, for those that don't know, I recently got married, so my family just doubled in size, and you know, it's not just what I want anymore. It's not just my goals, my dreams, my timeline anymore. So I'm working with my wife, and we have a very good partnership. You know, to be honest, I've never been with a better teammate or played with a better teammate in all my life. And I have some great teammates, man. You guys see my squad, my immediate circle, great teammates. But something about your spouse being a great teammate that takes that productivity and takes your game up another level, and I found that, and because of that, I want to make more happen faster. You know, so all the things and all the patience that I was willing to have with my business, I have to kind of fast track. You know, how can I speed all this up? You know, I want to retire my wife, you know, not just me. I want to retire her. I want us to travel more and not be bound by schedules and work schedules and things like that. So how can I make this happen faster? And it was crazy because at her job, there's an instability in their chef position. You know, she works at a high-end recovery home, you know, very luxurious. They got all the amenities and everything to keep you focused on, you know, staying clean, including a private chef and all the food and snacks and everything you can want. So there was an opening, and I told her, you know what? I want to get considered for that opening. And she was like, really? You know, she knew I liked to cook, but she didn't know that I would consider a cooking position, because, you know, even I never knew that. So I told her, you know what? I'm willing to explore it, you know? So she got me an application, told me the managers. I filled out the application, sent it to the managers. Basically, within a week of saying that, I would take this position, I was working at this position. So after my first day, the manager, kind of like to put people through that trial run and see if they really are a good fit, So after that first day, the manager said, what do you think? And I had to be honest. I said, I had fun. I've never had that much fun working for someone else on someone else's time, someone else's project or whatever. And I admit that I had fun. And so she said, okay, so would you be interested in working the next day, instead of 2 days a week? Because that's, at first, that's what I was going for. 2 days a week, it still gives me some time to do my thing, my business and all that. But once after that first day, she said, what do you think? And I said, you know what, I could see myself doing this more. And if need be, I wouldn't mind transitioning to doing this full time, along with my business and whatnot. And I told her I wouldn't take any job that I didn't see myself enjoying. That I wouldn't take any job that I saw myself just being another body, just sitting here rotting away and, not enjoying myself, not exploring my creativity. I just couldn't do that again, And she said, great, because you don't have to. You be as creative as you want here. You got a beautiful kitchen to play with, all the ingredients you need, and you're only cooking for no more than 10 people. And to be honest, it's only been no more than 5 since I've been there. And to be honest, I've had an absolute ball. And I bring all that up to bring this up. I received my first check, matter of fact, was a couple days ago. And I was looking at my check and I was just thinking like, damn, it doesn't take me much, to flip and it turn into something great. And for the past 10 years or so, I've been, making it work with my business. I've been using my business to fund everything I do: rent, bills, transportation, food, entertainment. So I've been putting a chokehold into my business and really wringing it out for every last drop. And of course, it's rewarding, but it also can be stressful at times. Sometimes it can put me out there on the edge because, like I said, these surprise bills, car go down, I go down, something happens, it's like it'll wipe out all the savings and whatnot. And like I said, I just got my first check, and to be honest, it's the first time I've made this amount of money at any job. I never made this much an hour at any legit job I've had. Only my side businesses I've made this much, and not including overtime. Overtime, I've made a lot of money in overtime, but this is pretty much, the most I've ever made hourly. And I'm looking at my check, and though it's part-time, I'm looking at how much it is. It's like a lot to me, because like I said, I got paid part-time, and I got a check for 2 weeks of part-time work. That 2 weeks of part-time work was more than 2 week checks that I've received working full-time. I remember getting paid what I got paid working full-time for 2 weeks. So, but that being said, I'm looking at, the money that I did make and how that can supplement so much of what I do. And I'm like, damn. When I had a job and a hustle, everything was so easy and I was getting ahead. And it hit me again, like, damn, I can really see getting so far ahead. And it's crazy because now the business is doing better than it ever has before. I've never had a business that made as much as my businesses do now. And I never had, a job that makes as much as I do now. So putting 2 and 2 together, I have to understand, it has to bring me back to what my father used to say, keep a job and a hustle. And I have to understand why that was so successful for me and why that worked so well for me. And I have to admit that it did work so well. And I have to admit that it does help a lot when I do take that supplementary income. So I say that to say all this. I don't care how great you are at something. It's always helpful to explore ways of getting paid, doing what you love, working for someone else too. And to be honest, it's how a lot of people that I look up to get paid. They make their own money with their own business, but they also hire themselves out. And it takes both. It's really creating that multiple streams of income, especially when someone can reinvest into themselves and something they got is even better. So having the money to feed into my business is great, and it's been a while since I've had that. And I have to admit that it came from having both a job and a hustle. And I have to bring it back to that value that my father taught me years ago. And he would always say that, keep a job and a hustle. And I've always done that. Every time I've done anything that was like a grind, a side business, a hustle, I've always kept a job, which is why I've always had more money than my cousins who would hustle. Who are straight hustlers. I remember, like, me and my cousin, we would go make our money on the side, and then there'd be some weekends where I didn't want to make no money on the side. And he was like, man, what's wrong? But he would see that I had all this other money that was coming in, and he would be like, damn, you ain't trying to go make no money because you got a job too. And that would be the truth. Like, every time I had both, I did very well. And I think the key for me was the job part had to be something I enjoyed too. And that's why I would tell you, no matter what your job is, find some enjoyment in it. If you can't find enjoyment in it, like really searching, like trying to appreciate some skill level that you're gaining, something you're learning, something you're doing that's fun, then look for another job. By no means be a slave at some employment just for the paycheck. I don't believe in that either. But I do believe that keeping an open mind, I don't care how diehard you are at being an entrepreneur, if that business isn't sustaining itself 100% yet, there's nothing wrong with getting a job. There's nothing wrong with getting that part-time employment, that's something else to kind of feed or fund and fuel everything else you have going. All right? Anyway, man, that is my show today. I hope you guys learned something, because like I said, it was an epiphany for me. And it was a slap in the face because, like I said, I tried so hard to abandon going back to a job, any type of job. But like I said, I see the value in it, and doing something you love to do and getting paid for it is damn near just as great as creating your own business and getting paid for that. So if you can find both, do both. All right? Anyway, man, I love y'all, man. That's my show for today, man. Check us out at lifeofaboss.net for all our other Life of a Boss gear and articles and clothing and episodes, man. Check out madeindina.com, because that's the gear that pays the bills. And check me out on Facebook and on social media at Hardway Hardin on Instagram and at Jason Hardway Hardin on TikTok. And remember, man, success is a lifestyle. It's in everything you do. It's in every choice you make. So make everything you do and everything you choose successful. All right? Anyway, I love y'all. Peace.
Did anything stand out to you in today's show? If so, let us know. Your questions, comments, and concerns are important to Jason, as he is determined to always deliver to you only the most impactful information and content. Until next time, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and leave a review whenever possible. You may visit lifeofaboss.net for more episodes and great resources to help you become the absolute boss that you were meant to be. You can also follow Jason on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Hardway Hardin. Thank you. And never forget that success is a lifestyle.